Hello YouTube family. Thanks again for tuning into this video. Please, if you like the video, like, subscribe, hit the ring of the bell if you want notifications. And again, I'm hoping to increase my subscriptions total by the end of the first quarter, which is ending this month, to 25 subscribers by the end of the first quarter of 2021. So please, if you like the videos, please subscribe. Tell a friend, a family member, if you like the videos, ask them to tune in, and if they like it, to also subscribe. It would help me out a lot to try and increase the subscriber rate. This video is once again approaching the issues going on with Andrew Cuomo, the current governor of the state of New York. And I'll start with the video I have from CNN.
He says, at work, sometimes I think I'm being playful and make jokes that I think are funny. I do on occasion tease people in what I think is a good-natured way. I now understand that my interactions may have been insensitive or too personal, and that some of my comments, given my position, made others feel in ways I never intended. I acknowledge some of the things I have said have been misinterpreted as an unwanted flirtation. And so, David, tell us the significance of him.
That was a statement from Cuomo regarding the allegations of sexual misconduct, inappropriate advances, and that sort of thing. Cuomo so far has been dealing with the fact that he lied about the death totals from the assisted living facilities in New York State. And honestly, his excuse from his spokesperson was that he was thinking that he would be attacked by Donald Trump if he put out the actual death totals, which is nonsensical to me. He's a Democrat, and Donald Trump proved solidly, if he proved anything while he was in office, is that he is going to attack Democrats regardless of what they do or do not do. So the idea that Cuomo was trying to avoid the wrath of Donald Trump, criticizing him in the media over death totals in the nursing homes, is garbage. He was going to be attacked by Trump no matter what he does or doesn't do. It makes no sense to purposely withhold numbers. I honestly assume Cuomo was doing that to make himself look better, not because of anything Donald Trump would or would not say. It makes no sense to say that you didn't want to be criticized by the president, so you lied about the numbers, and now you're dealing with the backlash of the lies. Same thing with the women that are accusing Andrew Cuomo of inappropriate behavior. You know, as you just saw in that video, his statement is, I should say, that he likes to joke around at the office. How many times, honestly, how many times have we heard men who get hit for sexual misconduct saying, I'm just joking around at the office, I thought it was funny? And the reality is what they're doing is creating a pattern of sexual misconduct, treating women inappropriately. And as we saw during the heyday of the hashtag #MeToo movement, once a woman is willing to come out and speak about what she's experienced, other women get the power to do the same. You know, it so often just takes that one woman to stand up and say, yes, he did this to me, for the others to come out and do the same. And that's what's happening with Cuomo. The last time we visited him, he was dealing with one woman, Lindsey Boylan, who had accused him of sexual harassment and bullying. Now there's three. There's Lindsey Boylan and two others, along with the nursing home scandal. So you have Lindsey Boylan. She's a former aide working with the governor. She accused him of sexual harassment and bullying. She said that the harassment she dealt with lasted for years while she was working through the governor's office. Initially, Cuomo denied her claims. The second woman that came out was Charlotte Bennett. She accuses Cuomo of having asked her questions about her personal life, romantic interests, and he supposedly also told her that he was open to relationships with women in their 20s. And now those two women join Lindsey Boylan, and there are 3 accusers now, and it's ongoing. There could be more that end up coming out and finding the courage to come out and speak openly and say, yeah, he did this to me as well. As far as the latest woman, which is the Anna Rush, supposedly the inappropriate behavior with Cuomo was from a wedding when she was getting married, and supposedly Andrew Cuomo came up, put his hands on her face, and asked her if he could kiss her at her wedding. And this is a photograph that was provided to, I believe, the New York Times by her friend, who has backed Anna Rush up with her story and said that yes, it's true. Andrew Cuomo was at her wedding. He put his hands on her face. He asked her if he could kiss her, and then he bent forward and kissed her on either the cheek or the forehead. And honestly, in this photograph that was submitted by her friend that was taken at the event, Anna Rush looks rather uncomfortable with this older, politically powerful man putting his hands on her cheeks and her having that situation where she doesn't really know what to do. She doesn't really know what, you don't want to just push the governor of the state away, I suppose. And, I mean, honestly, this is the least offensive of the accusations that I've seen against him. Not that any woman would necessarily want some guy she doesn't know kissing her at her wedding, but it's just adding on to the mounting evidence and accusations against Cuomo. And like I said, initially he denied the claims. When Lindsey Boylan came out, he denied it. When Charlotte Bennett came out, he again denied it. And now that there's a third woman, you see his remarks have changed from denying it to saying that I was just kidding around. I thought I was having fun, making light of situations. I like light brevity in the atmosphere around trying to make jokes and trying to just use small talk to make people at ease. And I get it. That most likely people who achieve positions of power in politics probably have one large egos. I'm sure Andrew Cuomo has a large ego. Barack Obama I'm sure he has a large ego. Donald Trump, we all know, had a very large, very fragile ego. I'm sure they have large egos. You get these people that achieve, and for Cuomo, I mean, he was born and raised in a wealthy, prominent, powerful family. His father was a long-time governor of the state of New York. And he probably has an elevated self-image because of the family he's from. He believes he's smarter than he is, that he's more competent than he is, that he's more capable than he is, that he's more attractive than he is, that people like him more than they do. And he's been in a position all of his life where he's been able to get away with this kind of behavior. And now, when people put these accusations out, he's older, he's in his 60s, he's in a powerful position as the governor of New York, and he initially tried to deny it. Now it's starting to pile on. He can't deny it, so he's trying to change his story. And you see it all the time. I mean, with some people, like Bill Clinton, and this may make some of the true blue Democrat Party supporters mad at me, may make some of the left people mad at me, but Bill Clinton, I see him as a sexual predator. Bill Clinton, I'm sure, also had a large ego, elevated self-image, but he also seemed to have the ability to pinpoint women that were susceptible to his come-ons. Something that I'm sure he learned through his life. How to find women that were susceptible to his charm and his come-ons and his charisma. Cuomo, I'm sure, is the same way. I'm sure he has a certain amount of charisma, a certain amount of charm about him. And for him, he's been able to, what he thinks is, play around with these girls that enjoy getting played around with by him because he's who he is. It's this having this large ego. And the thing is, in reality, they were really uncomfortable because here's this prominent, wealthy, powerful man making advances to you, making comments to you that make you uncomfortable, and you don't feel like you can look at him and say, stop, that makes me uncomfortable, without having some negative impact on your own career because you still have to make a living. You're not wealthy, prominent, and powerful. You're just somebody working for one of these people. And that's the thing that people like Andrew Cuomo don't seem to realize. It comes off as he is just messing with the peasants and they have no ability to retaliate. And now you have lawmakers calling for Cuomo's resignation. Kathleen Rice is a United States representative from New York that is joining the growing crowd. She is the first House of Representatives member to call for the resignation of Cuomo. She joins Alessandra Biaggi, Gustavo Rivero, two state senators, and State Assemblywoman Jessica Gonzalez Rojas, who have all now called for Andrew Cuomo to resign. I'm sure that won't happen. It looks like he is going to be defiant to the end, and that's his choice. As far as Democrat politics go, I don't see how you can hit people like Donald Trump for his bad behavior and then ignore the same bad behavior from Cuomo. Granted, Trump, I get it, had a lot more accusers than Cuomo. Some of his behavior was a lot more egregious than Cuomo. But in the end, you had a senator from New York say that Al Franken needed to resign because of the accusations that came out against him, and they were way less than this, way less than Trump. And, honestly, I look at Al Franken, and I do not see a sexual predator. I think that guy just got stuck in a bad situation. His accusers were an inappropriate picture that he took when he was working with the USO. He supposedly kissed a girl rehearsing for a skit on the USO tour. He denied that. That's her claim. He denied it. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And then you have some women who came out and said that when they went to the Minnesota State Fair, Al Franken was a representative from Minnesota in the Senate, that they would go to get their picture taken with him, and he put his arm around them, and his hand would end up on the side of their boob or the side of their butt or whatever. And I look at that and I say, when you take a picture with someone, if you put your arm around them, your hand's going to fall somewhere. I look at it and say, do I think he was getting a sexual thrill from it? I really don't think so. Do I think he was some kind of predator? No. Al Franken got hit with accusations in the heat of the Me Too movement, and that cost him people saying he needed to resign. You don't have those same people saying Andrew Cuomo should resign, and I don't know that he's necessarily a sexual predator as much as a sexual harassment bully, because he's felt like he's been able to get away with it his whole life. Now it's coming back on him, and you can decide yourself. I mean, I say he should resign. He's had a long career in politics. He's achieved plenty in his life, and he's had plenty of bad behavior, and it sounds like he has a climate of bullying and harassment that he's created around himself, and other people see it. Other people have talked about it, that this behavior from Cuomo is nothing new, and he should just go ahead and bow out of politics. That's my opinion, but we'll see what happens. I don't see him resigning. It looks like he has too much ego to do that. Perhaps if a couple of more people come on and accuse him, the calls from the Democrat Party will be louder. They should be louder than they are now. I mean, right now, the Democrat Party are being hypocrites about who they need to resign and who they say do not say anything about. But we'll keep monitoring it. And again, thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.